Hello, I'm Governor Mike Huckabee. Now, you may know me as one of those candidates who was making a run for the White House and a better America. And you also know how that turned out. Well, relax, this is not a political speech, but it does touch all of us in some ways. Our landscape and our skylines have always been graced with houses of worship. And whether they were churches or cathedrals, synagogues, or maybe just little white clapboard buildings where folks attend services and where they pray and worship as they see fit, they're houses of worship. And it's been that way since before we even officially became a nation. But a national disaster is in the making as I speak to you even now, but it's one we can change. 2,478 churches, synagogues, and sanctuaries, we'll just call them God's houses, they face ruin. A truly un-almighty wrecking ball end to a house that was built to serve people and God and provide a space that maybe could have been just one of the most important spaces where we say a prayer, sing a hymn, or simply think about how grateful we all have been to have the privilege of living around the corner, up the road, or in the same town as one of those sacred houses of worship. These great treasures are often transitioned into something very different than God's house. They've been bought up by businesses and others who put a different value on these buildings. And sometimes they doom them for demolition and the dismantling of God's houses that have stood since the Pilgrims. But these churches, cathedrals, temples, and meeting places are more than structures and real estate. They really are the framework of our lives and the framework of our stories. Welcome to Ventura, California, not far from the Pacific Ocean. Lots to do here, but today we're on a different kind of adventure. We're here to save God's houses. Welcome to the Victorian Rose. This beautiful bed and breakfast once was a church. And I'm here with Nona, who is the owner of the Victorian Rose. Thank you for letting us come and see this magnificent house of worship that now houses people who come for lodging. Nona, are there any special stories that sort of come with the property in addition to this beautiful architecture?
We had a couple who actually got married 65 years prior. They were close to 90.
In this church?
Yes, and they came back and they celebrated their 65th anniversary with us.
Wow.
And they stayed in the upstairs room. The building had 5 layers of roofing on it, and the sanctuary had church pews and rain buckets from the leaking.
So 5 roofs, but it was still leaking.
Yeah. This is our steeple. When we came here, it had a little tiny trap door, and Richard opened it and looked up there and was amazed. So the first thing he did is, we have to open this up for people to appreciate.
I'm glad you left it open where people can see it.
Yes, we were thinking of putting a room up there, but
Be hard to get there.
I know what people would want it though.
Yeah, they would. How many people could say, I slept in this steeple?
Yeah.
What is it like to carry out business in a place that once was God's house of worship for people?
I believe that God still dwells here. And people that come here, they feel a warmth. They feel warmth from the building, and hopefully they feel a warmth from my husband and myself as this is our home and they're coming here.
Shouldn't we at least hang on to these priceless, peaceful symbols to all of us and begin to preserve the houses of worship that will and should stand forever? We want to thank you in advance for your interest in this heavenly project, and we look forward to your active participation with us as we endeavor to save God's houses.